pleasure to speak with you. Let's dive right into the new album, Subway to the Stars. I have to admit that I was somewhat skeptical that this album would be as solid as Open to the Public, because I really dug that album. From start to finish, that album really kind of spoke to me. There was some great stuff on there. But I do feel the same way about this album. What I love about Spread Eagle is the fact that Ray's voice is so unique and it's a very dynamic instrument, so to speak. So tell me how the album came to be. And I always seem to ask that question, but what was the approach from Frontiers? Was there an expectation?
Wow, expectation. I guess from our past history, we had done that gig in UK. We'd done some festivals in 2017, and I think Rob was the contact on that, right, Rob?
Yes.
All right. So, as far as expectation, I know that they wanted us to have the sort of energy that I think they were. I don't know if they were asking us to capture the vibe we used to have, but I know they wanted to bring the energy we had back in the day to the table. I think they were really open as far as the material that we gave them. So they've been really good with us as far as that goes. So expectations, I think they got what they wanted, which is a good rock, sort of traditionalist rock record with a modern sensibility on it. Does that make sense? God, I hope that makes sense.
Yep, I think so. Yeah.
Right?
No.
That sounds right to me too.
Yeah.
They contacted us after our European tour in 2017, and we had been doing shows for years. We had been doing shows with guitar players before we had Zeev, and then we got Zeev, and it just felt right again. And we were really in a groove where we knew we had the four correct members finally. Zeev had been in the band for a while, but some of that was downtime, and none of it was writing time, songwriting time. So things were going well, and we actually hadn't thought about writing yet. We had written with previous guitar players, and it was good, but it wasn't great. So we were kind of avoiding the issue a little bit, I guess thinking things happen when they're supposed to happen. And but we were definitely on a high coming back from Europe, and Frontiers contacted us, and everyone said, yeah, let's do this. We're ready to take the next step. So, we're really proud of the record, happy with how it came out, and our fans were really, really proud of the fan reaction and the press reaction to it. So,
yeah,
things are really good right now for us.
Yeah, this couldn't happen without Ricky and Zeev being in the mix, because Rob and I had some different guitar players in the past we played with,
and drummers.
And drummers, that's right. That we, I think, attempted to, in the room, jam a little bit and just sort of like right in the room, and it just sort of never popped. So until the energy of Zeev and Rick were in the room, it's sort of built into this thing that we call, Subway to the Stars. Yeah.
Yeah, and it felt like the energy we had in the past. Like we never played with anyone who wasn't really good. It wasn't like, oh, this blows. But Spread Eagle, when the original band was together, it was something very unique, and I think that's why our fans have stuck by us for 29 years, because it was something special. And there's plenty of bands that are good, but special is rare. And it felt special again when it was the four of us who are the current members now, Zeev Shalev and Rick Deluca and Ray and I.
Right. Yeah. Right. So, elaborating on Zeev a little bit, what do you guys think dynamically, what he brought into the band? He's an incredible player.
He has a lot of youthful exuberance for rock and roll. Like, his attitude is very pro rock. He's a high energy person. Very detail oriented. He's great with tones, and he's great with details, and he's just a great person. He's a very soulful human being, and he's got a good heart. I think I said all the adjectives. He's just a great guy. Great player.
He's a very, very good human being.
Yeah.
The band gets along really well.
Yeah.
which is rare. I've been in a lot of bands. I am in a lot of bands, and it's rare that everyone really loves each other. But that's the case. We get along really great. We have a blast together. We love touring together. We love spending time together. So Zeev, he's a master of the instrument. From soloing to rhythm and everything in between that kind of links those two worlds together. And that in between is very important in a one guitar band,
Right.
Because you kind of have to fill in the space. You always have to keep things lively, and play off the vocals. And, just if it's just rhythm, bar chords and just solos, that's a little weak to me,
Right.
So that in between actually defines a guitar player to me.
Mm-hmm.
And Zeev is just a master of the instrument, and he's just, like I said, he's a cool guy, and he really wants to succeed and to rock,
He's a cool guy, except when he's not being cool. He can be a hard ass too, man, like the rest of us.
Yeah,
Don't let us get you wrong, man.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's a very unselfish musician. That's what I'll say. He's very unselfish.
That is cool.
So like when we bring in an idea, he comes up with great ideas, and when we bring him an idea, he just takes it in so many cool directions. It's really a lot of fun, actually, to see where his imagination goes.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So I guess Paul, I guess it's Salvatore Poe is what he goes by now, right?
Yes.
He didn't want to be involved.
Well, yeah, I asked him probably 3 or 4 times probably 3 times before we got Zeev, and because all along, as I said, it was good, and we had guys coming in, mainly we were doing shows, so guys had to learn the songs and be able to pull off the solos that Paul DiBartolo wrote, and
Right.
which is pretty hard,
Yeah.
So, but if a guy could do it and he got in the band, then we were doing shows and doing justice to the catalog and having fun,
Mm-hmm.
But anytime we had a problem with a guitar player leaving or whatever, I would contact Paul, and I certainly contact Paul before we brought it, in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And I would have contacted Tommy also, but we couldn't get a hold of him.
Right.
So yeah, Paul just didn't want to do it, and I respect that, So, but then when we got Zeev, it was a moot point, because we were like, okay, now we sound like Spread Eagle again. We got a guy who's into it.
Yeah.
We don't need to beg anyone, to be in the band,
Yeah, because Paul's he's an amazing guitar player. So those are hard shoes to fill sometimes. It's not, you're just not playing chords, or his solos are intricate, and he's a really good player.
Yeah.
So
I would imagine it would be hard shoes to fill even for him, like going back to that, because
Paul had a very high music IQ, and Zeev has a very high music IQ.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing that you found someone else on that same level to
Yeah,
come
we're
into
lucky.
the band.
We're definitely lucky.
Yeah. Do you know if Paul has heard the new album?
I don't know.
I think so.
Zeev might have responded with him on Facebook. I think he did, but or on Instagram or something. But
Yeah, Paul messaged me actually.
oh, good.
Yeah,
I don't think I've talked to him.
Yeah, he's been really supportive. We got to catch up a little bit via Facebook, and I believe he heard the tunes, and he was very supportive and nothing but a positive word for us.
That's awesome.
It's been a blur, so he may have written me, and I may have forgotten it.
Yeah.
It's that album. I was listening to it the other day, and the more I listened to it, the more I enjoyed it even more. There's a lot of depth to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of little details that we spent a lot of time on. Absolutely. And we didn't have a list like these are the hits, or these are the singles, or these are the songs to focus on, and these are the ones that aren't as important. Let's just, kind of throw them together. There was one list, and it wasn't prioritized by any means, and we spent the same amount of time on every song. So, obviously some songs, as you're listening to them, you would realize it's more of a deep album cut, but that didn't cause us to spend any less time on it, because album cuts are very important, in my eyes. And to all those classic 70s records, the album cuts were just as important.
Well, yeah, exactly. Oh, what was that? Wow.
Oh, that's because I'm outside.
Oh, are you? I was like, what the heck? I thought that was me. I was like, oh no.
I live on a break because it's a very beautiful day here, so I was outside in the back porch area.
Oh, I wish it was a
Nice.
beautiful day here.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I'm down in Fort Lauderdale today, so it's nice.
Nice.
I'm in New York and it's cold and rainy.
Yeah, I was just up there. Terrible. Ooh.
You know what happened to me today? I went for grand jury duty.
Yes, you were telling me that.
Luckily, I didn't get picked. So I'm 4 years. I had 4 years of no commitments.
Oh man, I always make myself look like a total hood when I go in those places.
I didn't even get to that point. I was
Really?
Yeah. We were in a big room, and they called if you were here, and then they called people if you're available or if you're. I guess it's serve or pass, serve or postpone, and I said serve, and then they started picking through a lottery, and they were full before they got to me.
Oh wow, my fantasy was always that I would go to one of those and I'd be like picked for like a big murder case or something. You know what I mean? But I never.
Well,
had
they just did the Harvey Weinstein case, and they were saying, a lot of people trying to get out of this. The guy was saying when we first walked in, he's like, but there's some interesting stuff that happens. We just had the Harvey Weinstein case because it's grand jury selection. Selection. So anyway, but I was very happy to get out of there.
How does that work in the United States? Like in Canada, I've never been chosen or anything like that.
They want you to show up for the cattle car early in the morning.
Yeah.
And they pay you for the day for you being there.
Right.
And either way, they give you like whatever below minimum
40
wage
bucks.
is.
40 bucks.
So for your time, and if you're there, and you within a certain amount of time, they'll pick. I guess once they pick their jurors, the rest of the people that are waiting get sent home. So you just got to go, and when your name is called, a lot of people avoid jury duty, and they'll send you letter after letter after letter in the mail.
Oh.
And until you have a pile of letters in front of you, and
Right.
they threaten you have to come down, and usually they don't enforce it. Though I've never seen it enforced.
Well, put it this way. I've lived here for 29 years because I moved here to form Spread Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first time I've gone. So you can imagine the pile of jury duty letters I've gotten in 29 years.
Yeah. There's a lot of waiting in line.
Really? Huh. Yeah, I mean, ours is kind of the same thing, but like I said, I've never gone. I've never been chosen to have to go, and I don't know a lot. I think my mom years ago got chosen, but she was home that night and said she didn't get picked. So,
I think it's usually like the people that really don't have much to do with their time.
right.
It's
Make
probably
your
interesting.
Make a thing of it to go down there, and if you're doing if you're on life's carousel and you're doing a million and one things, you just don't have time to get down there.
Right.
Yeah, I think the universe just said I have more important things to do than that.
Yeah, so they were like, Rob, you got to go.
I mean, the Weinstein case, though, like, how would they choose jurors because everybody knows about it? I mean,
Good question.
I think
Because I have a lot of preconceptions about that already.
that's right.
people just lie to get on. Do you have an opinion? No. You know what I mean? You could straight up
There
lie.
are some people who don't know about it, though.
Yeah.
I would imagine there are. Yeah. I don't know
A
who
lot
they
of
would
people
be,
do. They probably had a hard time finding 46 jurors that didn't know about it, but I'm sure they found 46
Wow.
Yeah,
because
because in
that's
a
how many
world
they
where-
choose.
Yeah, because in a world where there's television down to your hand, how
That's
can you
right.
not see it or know about it? So you have to have your head in the sand. I guess they have 43 people that had their head in the sand.
Yeah.
46.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, they check their mail, but maybe they don't watch TV.
Yeah, man.
That's
I have 6,000 unread emails in my box.
wow.
You better get on it, dude.
I'm not proud of it.
It happens though.
I'm not proud of it.
It happens.
I just don't have time to read all my email.
I'm usually just when I go on my email, I'm like delete. Oh, this one looks important. Okay, I'll read that. but it is what
Shows
it
how
is.
much of a space cadet I am.
It happens. I mean, 6,000
And
emails.
how many emails you have, Ray?
Now it says 7,580.
And,
Wow.
and 7,400 of them are from me.
Woo! Hey, Rob does email me quite a bit. He'll start on a thought. And he'll thread for like an hour. The next hour.
That's
Each
funny.
one gets more intense. We have to save the world.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I guess we should get back to the album.
Oh yeah.
That's what we're here for, right? Okay, so I mean, getting to the production engineering location, I mean, the whole thing. What can you guys say about the whole process? Where was it done? Timeline? Pretty much anything you can say about it would be beneficial, I think.
Well, I say a lot of the record was written in the music building, which is our oasis for writing songs in the middle of the city. We have a great room in there. What is Dan's last name?
Rybar.
We use Dan Rybar's room, and it's like
Room
this
1004.
Room 1004, and it's the elevator that takes us up is sort of like, it sounds like it's rung up by some human pulling chains, you know?
Yeah.
Like you could die at any moment, and the room sort of has a certain a vibe and look and smell about it that is just very
Smells like rock and roll. That's
it
for
smells
sure.
like rock. Yeah, it smells like rock and roll in there, and it breeds a lot of creativity.
Yeah.
And we packed ourselves into that room and just went at it. You know, whether it's being in the room or at home, we made that a central, writing central. And
Yeah. We definitely did any means necessary. You know, we did in the room, at home, sending stuff, every combination we did.
Right.
And we record after the writing. We recorded at Studio E, which I nicknamed Grammylicious Studios in Brooklyn.
that's awesome.
And that's in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. And they have a vintage Neve, beautiful early 70s vintage Neve that same one that Aerosmith did overdubs for their Toys in the Attic record. So it's a legendary board.
Yeah.
And Subway to the Stars was mixed by Daniel Brecher, and it was mastered by Howie Weinberg.
Yeah, always done some small projects.
So the board that Aerosmith used, that's good. For overdubs, you said. That's pretty cool. Really, eh? And I'm sure
we used it for everything.
Was the album recorded analog or was it digital?
It was actually recorded analog onto and then converted to digital.
That is cool. Wow. It's just unfortunate it is not on vinyl.
Yeah,
That's too bad.
I'm disappointed about that too, but
A few
at
people
least we have new music and it kicks ass, so you know.
Right on.
If we do well enough, I'm sure they'll make a couple of, you know. I'm sure if it does well enough, I'm sure we can get all that. First you gotta be, you know, get a positive track record going, and then they'll give you everything.
That's awesome. I mean, yeah, because Whitesnake gets to release vinyl.
Yeah, they did. What city are you in, Tyson?
I'm in Oshawa, which is 45 minutes from Toronto. East, yeah, on the way to Peterborough.
Yeah, I know where Peterborough is, and I obviously have been to Toronto.
Yeah, you guys just played in Peterborough. I think was it last year with Bowers?
It was a year ago, couldn't possibly to the day.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, cool city.
No, I think you were talking about the process, and also involved in that process, I should add real quick, is both Zeev and Rick have studios at their places as well. So a lot of them writing parts on their own, they're able to put down at their places, and it goes back and forth.
Yeah, we demoed at Rick's studio, Blood Orange Sound, and then Zeev laid his parts at his studio in his apartment.
We don't have a name.
So yeah, that definitely
we don't have a name
helps.
for Zeev. We need a name for Zeev Studios,
Yeah, we do.
like Count Your Pennies Studios or something.
That's funny.
It's an inside joke. We'll talk about it later.
All right. I mean, kind of getting to the songs a little bit. And I don't know if you recall this or not, from the last interview that we did. Little Serpentina has a 70s Scorpions feel to it. That was my take on it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think it's somehow the guitar recording approach. There's just something about it. I'm gonna try and talk a little bit about the song, sir. What can you guys say about that song?
Well, first of all, before we start, I love early Scorpions. You know what I mean? Did you see the Scorpion? And I mean, did you see the Scorpions acoustic thing? There was, what do you call it?
I saw a little bit of it. A girl got up and sung with them at one point.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
They,
really beautiful.
They paid homage to the old catalog. It was great. Anyway, we're talking about Little Serpentina, right?
Yes.
A 70s feel. When Rob and I first we're talking about the vocals for this song.
Mm-hmm.
The hook is what got me. The beginning, the opening hook, and I thought it was really unusual. And once you digest it and realize how it came out really smooth, man, smoother than I thought. And it's actually become one of my favorite songs on the record. And the dark there's an answer in the chorus. We're gonna stay. That part came out really cool, static. It's kind of dark. It's got there's something about that song to me is a real sleeper. It's really cool. I think for people who are expecting like a certain kind of aggression from us, don't expect a song like this. And yet people who've heard things like Devil's Road will expect something like this from us.
Yeah, it's definitely in like a sister song to Devil's Road. Absolutely.
So I think this song is very much Spread Eagle through and through. There's nothing like, oh, that's so different for them. It's not. That's very much us.
I hear that 70s Scorpions thing, but that's just a take. It's kind of the intro. It reminds me of something off of the later, I think the last album with Uli Roth. I can't remember the name of the track, but it kind of has that feel to it. But with that said, it does still sound like Spread Eagle. It's not that it strays away and goes out in left field, because it doesn't. It's just...
Yeah, but the fact that you said Scorpions in that particular era of Scorpions, which is the most awesome era of Scorpions that people should really do their research on them, they have the deep, great, heavy melodic sound that was,
I'd like to listen to them more. I wasn't that into Scorpions, and I kind of missed them, or they missed me, however you want to say it. I was into the Blackout album. I think if that's the album that has this When the Smoke is Going Down. I think there's a song called When the Smoke's Going Down.
Mm-hmm.
I was into that record a little bit, but I didn't own it, but one of my friends owned it. And then at one point, Sebastian Bach was playing some old Scorpions on the road, and I was like, wow, this is so good. And it was definitely 70s stuff. And I was like, wow, this is so good. And the recording sounded so good.
Right.
So I should definitely check them out, because I'm sure it'd be something I'd like. And I totally missed it, But by the time I heard them, they were just not what I was into, like really, over the top videos and commercial. And it's just, I kind of came in at the wrong era for the Scorpions.
That was the MTVing of the Scorpions.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, before that, they were cool.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna do a lot of Spotifying on the Scorpions over the next few days, because I think I owe that to myself.
Yeah, there's a live record with In Trance on it and Robot Man. What's that live record called? Oh, it's so good, man. But you'll appreciate that, because Klaus is such a melodic animal. He's such a machine. I've never seen him do a bad show.
Wow.
Just his sense of melody and his tone.
Yeah, and his tone. My God.
Really no one like that guy.
No, exactly. Tokyo Tapes. That's what it's called. That's it.
Yeah,
Tokyo
that's it.
Tapes.
Oh, man.
I remember when we were first working on Serpentina, I thought it was such a unique melody over those chords. I thought this is not what I really loved about it. I felt like not a lot of bands were doing that exact thing with that sound of that chorus, and I thought it was very spread eagle, because it just didn't sound like anyone else. Even though you might say, it reminds you of the Scorpions, or someone might say it reminds them of someone else. I thought it was just so cool, and just the way those chords moved against that melody. I remember that feeling very early on that I really loved it.
Cool.
Yeah,
that was just that track that caught me right off the bat. I was like, that is cool.
It's wild, Tyson. Like, some people, we do these interviews, and we've done so many of them. Like, we really have done a lot of interviews for this album cycle, and we'll be doing more. But one person will say, "This is my favorite song," whether it be this song or any song on the record, and the next person will say, "That's my least favorite song," or not mention that song and mention a completely different song. It's really wild how some albums, like, everyone picks a couple songs that are obvious, but with this Spread Eagle album, Subway to the Stars, it's really, we're getting across the board favorite songs. So it's just interesting. I don't know what to make of it. I know it's a good thing because there's no dud on it that no one is picking, But it's wild that, like, we do these polls and there's so many songs being picked as people's favorites.
It's funny. I go through the same thing because I have a few friends, especially doing radio, that have come to me and said, Little Serpentine, I don't know, man. That doesn't seem like it belongs. And then I have another friend who's in the same business saying, that song's really cool. So it's on any given day, someone has a favorite song, or the same cluster of songs.
That's cool. I mean, everybody's take is different, right? And, it's, I mean, my wife, I could say, she listens to totally different music than I do. So it's like, she'll say, "Oh, that sucks," or, and I'll be like, "What are you talking about? That song's amazing." It's just how you view it and how it moves you, right?
Yeah, that's a tough house to live in.
She doesn't hate everything. For some reason, and you guys might find this bizarre, but she loves early Whitesnake now. I've turned her on to, like, all the early Whitesnake before the big hair and all that stuff, like the more bluesy stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah. And she totally digs it. And she's like, I'm like,
the MTVing of Whitesnake.
Yeah, it's and it's kind of like the Scorpions. It's like Whitesnake and the Scorpions. You've got two different bands. You've got the pre-MTV stuff, and then you've got the stuff before that,
right?
Or after.
Yeah, there's the Rock Your Brains Out part of the band, and then there's, like, you have to do everything like this MTV part of the band.
And those bands probably, if you like, were in a position to talk to them and you could accuse them of selling out or whatever in a conversation, they would say something. They would probably say something like, "But that's our most popular period. How could you say it's our worst period? Most people accepted us then, So it's ironic."
They would say, "Look at your reflection, this platinum album I'm holding in front of your face."
Yeah.
Do you have one of these?
I did a show with them in Finland once, and they all, after the show, they all walked to their own car. There's how many guys are in the band? 5.
Yeah.
So there'll be 5 cars
6.
waiting. They all get into a different car and they pull off.
Wow.
So, and they're gone into the night.
Yeah. Separately.
Wow.
Nobody wants to have a drink together. None of that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost. I mean, you kind of see that it's like, that old, you sold your soul to the devil. But I mean, I guess if you've got that platinum album, I mean, then your integrity too, right? I don't know.
I think most of those bands did what they did, even the MTVing of it. They did it well, and that's why they made that's why they made their stake and their money. And God bless them, man.
Yeah, I mean,
probably
bottom line is you got to write songs you believe in and put them out there into the world, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
You got to stand by them songs and put your stamp of approval on them enough to make it onto your record, and after that, it's out of your hands.
True.
But anything can happen, so you got to love that song.
Exactly. Do you guys still love playing Switchblade Serenade?
I really do.
Yeah.
I really haven't even come close to being tired of that song. Not even close.
That's cool.
I'm not saying I never will, but for whatever reason, we haven't reached that level where we're playing it, 250 nights a year.
So that would probably be the song that everybody, in your show, that everybody knows and they'd kind of go crazy for. I would take it at the end of the night.
The beauty of that song is that's been the one that when we've always played, the people that do know us, they kind of latch on to it and they sing along. That's always a good feeling.
It has the most, video plays of any of the songs. So that means it's the song that's most known.
And they still play it on Hair Nation, I believe, too. I think.
I hope so. They should.
The MTVing of Spread Eagle.
The Hair Nationing of Spread Eagle.
The Hair Nationing of Spread Eagle.
That's right. Nice.
I'll take it.
That's awesome.
I'll take it.
Let's talk about Sound of Speed. I mean, the video is really cool. Let's kind of talk about that whole video. I mean, I recall from last time you guys kind of elaborated on it, and the story behind that whole video was really cool.
Yeah, but the story's probably changed since the last time we did this.
Oh, yeah?
We probably told the story a million times, so it's probably different.
We probably lied anyway, so we might forget our lies.
Back in the day.
That's why this is a perfect proof that you should never lie.
That's right.
Because you may have to repeat that lie.
That's right.
So
that's right.
What do you think, Ray?
Right.
What do you want to talk about? The filming?
No, well, first of all, the idea back in the day, whenever we used to get a break on our tours, we always tried to find go-kart tracks. And I think we were in Panama City one day. Probably the best day we ever had that I can remember that always stays in my mind is us go-karting for hours on end in Panama City down
Florida.
in northern Florida. And I think, we had like a cooler of beers and Jack Daniels, and it was just mayhem on the go-kart track.
I'm sure we had that.
So I think we've always been looking for a way to relive that. And whether that idea is what triggered Rob saying it or myself saying it, we just thought instead of like taking ourselves so serious and doing a stock video with like, Indy cars and NASCAR or whatever, let's have ourselves racing and taking racing very, very seriously, but also do it in a silly way. So have it be a badass video, but silly at the same time because
taking ourselves way too seriously.
Yeah, we're a couple of silly badasses, And Phil Locco was kind enough and generous enough with his creativity to let us sort of have that idea, and he made it into a reality. So it turned out to be a great, fun, cool thing to do, man. Rob will elaborate more.
Well, one of the things I do remember that time that particular time you're talking about that we were go-karting in Florida because someone had a really good camera and documenting the whole thing. So I have some really cool pictures of it. So every couple years I'll be scrolling through some pictures for some reason or another, and I'll see them and I'll be like, oh man, that was a great day,
Yeah.
But as Ray said, we like doing go-karting in general because it was just ridiculously silly, and you can't drink and drive on the highway, so you might as well drink and drive on a go-kart track.
And we're highly competitive.
Yes. So, and we would take it way too seriously. So I think that's where this whole idea came from of it being reality, of like once we get into these cars and we're half buzzed, we would take it way too seriously. So and Phil Locco is a dear friend of ours for 30 years because he was the guitar player in the band Law and Order, which was signed to our label,
right?
MCA Records, Universal Records. So it was really fun to do. We did it in the Poconos, Pennsylvania. We drove out there. It's like a couple hour drive from here in the city. And it came out really good. I'm still really proud of it.
I think the trick when you're doing a video is to not take yourself so seriously, because I can't tell you how many guys I know that are in bands or that I've worked with, that take the video stuff so fucking serious, and it becomes no fun. and you can tell when you see a video, it's like, it's boring. So
Yeah.
we like to, we like to have a good time. And I think that came across in the video because that's an honest and sincere effort at having a good time.
Yeah.
Working within the budget, of course.
Right. Even the filming looks cool. The colors and it's just
Well,
that's really
That's all.
Yeah,
Phil.
that's
Phil-
Phil, man. I just watched his movie last night or the night before. His feature movie. It's called The Truth About Lies.
Oh
It's
yeah.
absolutely incredible, top level movie.
Yeah.
And I was telling my girl the other night that like I think our video is great, and then I watch his movie and I realize how much better the filming is on his movie and stuff. So it's like he's really talented. He's incredibly talented. There's basically nothing he can't do. He's really, really talented.
We could have done the thing where we probably found some hungry film student, with some gear and try to make it look cool. But Phil is a very great talent. He's becoming very good at what he does, and we got really lucky that someone that good, did us a solid as a favor because they were a friend and took the time for it. So we got lucky.
And that was even part of the discussion of how can we afford to make the video we see in our heads. We may have to get to some college student, just financially, but we got lucky and Phil really blessed us. So
Let's talk about the song Solitaire. It's almost a continuation of Faith. If you listen to them back to back, they kind of fit so well.
yeah, let's talk about that song. It's a beautiful song.
Right off the bat, I heard it, and I actually had it on in the car yesterday. It came on, and I was like, man, I love this song.
Oh wow! I didn't even think about that. It's about finding because both are about finding inner strength,
Right.
And being okay to be alone, and being okay with that. So Solitaire is, it's more of a visual song than a storyline, but it says it's okay to be alone and just deal with, be at peace with yourself and where you're at, be in the moment, so to speak, and be okay. And I hope that came across. So that's great.
I think it did. I think it did. It's a beautiful song.
It's a very moody piece, that's for sure.
And was it not left over from Open to the Public?
Okay, yeah. So on the first, during the Open to the Public writing sessions, we were actually going to write that. I think we wrote that in the studio. So there's a demo of that with Paul and myself and the guys.
It was mostly you two, because I don't know if I was even around that day, to be honest.
Oh, well, okay. It'll come to me. I was probably drinking a lot of beer that day. But the song.
But that was definitely, you and Paul's baby, that song.
Yeah,
No doubt.
so Paulie and I, we worked that piece for I don't even remember how long it was late night. One of those songs you write at 2 a.m. or something. And the version that we did was a bit more up. It was kind of almost like extreme-ish, if you will. It had a lot of guitar work in it. And anyway, I said to we didn't put it on the second record for whatever reason. There was Faith went on the record, and I think Fade is on. There was a lot of slow tunes already.
Yeah. And we had a lot of mid-tempo songs on the record, too.
For some reason, that song didn't get picked, even though it was my favorite of all the songs.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just never
I didn't
thought.
know that till just now.
Remember, were you we had the party at Red Square at Phil's apartment, and I played that demo for everyone, and we played it and Adam was like, Eddie said, let's play it again, and it was just one of those nights that song's great, man. Anyway, I wish it would have seen the light of day, but it didn't. And years later, a friend of ours who's a big fan, his name is Gene
Brennan.
Yeah, Gene Brennan was like, Ray, you need to redo this song. I'm like, come on, it's past history, and he sent me. I guess he found a cassette of it and put it on a file and sent it to me. And I was like, and I forwarded it to Rob. Rob,
Yeah.
this song is really good and it deserves to, be heard. And Rob's like, let's put it on the record,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Beautiful song.
I think we got Paul's blessing too.
Absolutely. I told Paul
Right.
about it. Absolutely. Because if not, we could have potentially had some problems. So
Yeah, so I think Zeev got a hold of it, and Zeev reworked the voicing of it on the guitar. So it became more of an acoustic piece than the way we had it before. It was acoustic before it had congas and all kinds of different kinds of instrumentation. But Zeev took it even further, and I think Steve had someone play, had someone put some strings on it.
Yeah, his name was Yo Ed Near.
There we go, Yo Ed. So it became this really moody.
Yo Ed.
Yo Ed, what's up? Where can violins be at? But it became like this really cool, updated, moody piece, and it took the vocal actually to a newer place, and it was just great to get it done and have it out. And I'm so happy that it made the record, and that people dig it, and I couldn't be happier.
Me too. I'm really happy. I listened to that song last night. Just that one song I listened off the record last night. It's just gorgeous. I mean, it's a bridge between the old band and the new band, and it's just Ray just being himself. It's so Ray, that song, and when it meant a lot to him, and he wanted to include it, and it's easily as strong as any other song on the record, or stronger. It's just amazing.
So what Rob's saying is, I was a pain in the ass about that song being on the record.
I was pretty easy to convince.
No, I'm just kidding. It's just, I'm grateful. I'm glad for the compliments people pay on it, and I just love it so much that I couldn't be happier, period.
Maybe it was destined to not come out on the second record, because unfortunately that second record didn't get any attention from our label, and it got kind of dusted under the carpet very quickly, and they were looking for a big hit that, we were a great band, but I don't know if that's the right direction to put us in. Like, we need a big hit and we're going to push it to mainstream. But the label was going through a lot of changes, and they didn't really know what they were doing at that time. So maybe it's best, because I think more people heard it, on this record than they would have heard it on Open to the Public.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. No, I just think you're right. I think what Rob said is correct. Whether it's, the big plan, how things are supposed to go, and life's ups and downs. I couldn't be more ecstatic, and I'm glad we got it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder with that album if maybe a couple years later had it come out because there was a grunge thing, but there was a lot of heavier bands at that time. Megadeth became mainstream, and you had other bands. Pantera was mainstream, a little bit heavier bands that weren't, their singles weren't the generic, pop hit in that era. So sometimes I wonder if Open to the Public had it come out maybe 2 years later, maybe it would have stood more of a chance.
Yeah, once the dust had settled, you mean? Yeah, because, for all we know, King of the Dogs would have been like a radio rock single. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's got hooks, and it's kind of aggressive, and it's got moments in it, and Shine could have been done something too on the radio. I listen to a lot of, I'm in the car a lot. Yeah. And I don't really listen to Sirius radio, but whatever's on FM, and it's all so different. Anything could be a hit at any different point.
That's right.
But that's how I felt the same way back then. Maybe the record was just released. It was just a bad timing, man. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, it just didn't happen back in the 90s.
We were ahead of our time. We were ahead of our time by 20-something years.
Yeah, and that's crazy. You guys gained a lot of momentum on the first album, and then
with Switchblade, that was our high point.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I think you guys weren't the only band that was running into that, though. Like, things were just, things changed so quickly around that time.
Too quickly.
Yeah,
it was just ill. Yeah. The fact that a band like Spread Eagle was so cool one minute and so not cool the next minute. There's no reason for that, and I'm not talking about grunge music. I'm just talking about cultural reactions. There's no reason for that.
No.
For something that you love, 6 months later, you're embarrassed that you loved it. It just doesn't make any sense.
Rock and roll was kind of like getting dumbed down. Yeah. And because of the slap in the face of grunge and, the reality that it was, people wanted to genreify you, and we got classified into something we shouldn't have been classified into, and that shit happens, man.
Yeah, and that's just the way it is. And the good thing is, here we are, 2019, and Spread Eagle is back. You guys have been for
we're
a
talking
while.
about it.
You know,
It's
and we're
amazing.
talking about it, and we're talking about the past, which is good, and we're also talking about the future. So, I mean, life is what it is, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. The way the music scene is nowadays, I think Spread has a certain musicality that can stand up now, to a lot of bands. So I think some bands, it's great that you go back and people really give them a listen, instead of just brushing them aside.
To be honest with you, did not hear Open to the Public until probably the 2000s.
Oh wow.
Or late 90s. I can't remember. I think I bought it on eBay. When eBay came out and you could buy music, like you could buy all this used music that people were selling, I was just going out and buying everything I could find from that era. And
Right.
that was one of the albums that I bought. And as soon as I got it, I fell in love with it. I was just like, wow, how did I not have this back when it came out? I knew about it, but sometimes in Canada, it was hard to get stuff at our record stores as well. It wasn't like you could go there and find everything.
Well, a band only moves it seems a band only moves forward if someone like yourself, finds the music, gets on this, and understands it, and sort of spreads the word that way. Because the people you make music, but you have to like it.
Right.
If you like it and love it and want to share it with people, that's what it's all about. So the people that do get Spread music really seem to like it and understand it and want to spread the word, so to speak. And we're just trying to find the machine to make that happen now.
Yeah, I think that's what this is all about. Like, Spread Eagle is a band that is looking for a scene, a place. Like there are people, pockets of people, not just musicians, people like yourself, Tyson, people who are interviewers and fans who want to bring rock back, who believe in hard rock as a high level art form, and I think there's pockets of bands that are trying to do that, and Spread Eagle is one of those bands, and we're trying to find a community to bond with to make that happen. And when it happens, I think people will look back on the bands that were influential, and hopefully Spread Eagle will be one of them, but I'm talking about the future when it happens again, culturally, because right now, at least in New York City, it's rap and there's country music and all this stuff, but it's not about rock, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to remind people that, hey, rock is a great genre and we're doing it well. So give a listen,
Yeah, go organic, man.
Yeah.
Go organic, exactly.
We're organic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
They'll sell the CD at Whole Foods.
I know you saw this, Ray? The M3. That. Yeah, Sleaze Rocks is. I mean, Olivier asked me. A bunch of us sent out an email the other day and asked if he wanted to write something about speculation for M3 and who may be on it. And of course, I thought of you guys right away, hoping. My hope is that I'll probably be going there, and I'm hoping that you guys will get on that bill.
Well, demand will. The more people voice that Spread should be there, the more we'll be there.
Yeah,
Couldn't say it better.
Yeah, and I'm hearing that they may go with a bunch of different acts this year that they haven't had in the past. So
That's healthy.
I think people will appreciate that. It breathes fresh air into the event. People don't want to see the same movie over and over again.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I went last year, and we had a blast. It was really, really good.
So the great thing about it is I like discovering new bands. So for people that haven't seen us before, even heard the music before, will be in for a cool surprise. I'd like to be in the audience going, oh man, who the hell is that? That's pretty. Oh, they're not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the article is good, and it's good that Olivier at Sleaze Rocks he's trying to keep this stuff where the speculation of what's going to happen at the M3. So.
Yeah, because I had a people write me today. had a few people like, Ray, are you playing? I said, no, it's a wish list as far as I know.
Yeah, it is a wish list, but he's generating that, trying to get some interest to maybe the M3 people will see it and go,
Nice.
oh, you know,
Well,
you never know.
It goes back to what I said. Nothing happens unless there's friends like you that have a platform to voice their opinion and use it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. If not, nothing's going to happen. So someone has to say something. Someone has to send a link to somebody. The work has to be done by not just us, by the people that get it, so that we can be we can be at the venues.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my fingers are crossed for you guys.
Oh, thanks, man.
So before we go, both of you guys are super busy, but I mean, besides Spread Eagle, let's kind of talk about what other projects.
Actually, since I don't have jury duty, I have a lot more time than I thought I would. So I'm not so busy at all. I've planned on the next 2 weeks to not be able to do anything.
No
great.
gigs in the next 2 weeks? Wow.
2 weeks.
Wow.
I know, right? He's always out there.
Yeah.
8 to 5, sitting in a room.
I thought you were
Jury duty.
never home, Rob.
He's going to be going crazy. I'll tell you that. Because you kind of get used to living in that bubble, and having. I like musicians need routine.
Mm-hmm.
And I like having the routine of the road and the suitcase and trying to find good food that doesn't kill you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, if you're good at touring,
yeah,
you are good at routine, because there's no two ways about it. It's Groundhog Day for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
So if you have a problem with routine, you potentially could have a problem with touring.
Yeah, you might want to do stand-up comedy or something. Which is what rock and roll is at times.
Yeah, I guess routine is important. I mean, you got to make sure your diet and and getting sleep and whatnot, right?
It's like being in the army, being on a tour bus. Everything's on a schedule.
That's right. So Rob, you're with Sebastian Bach and UFO and Spread Eagle. And Ray, you have another band as well, right? That you front?
Weapons of Anew. We did a record in 2017 and been able to go on some good tours. And I've been in the studio for the past month and a half, writing the new records, the new Weapons record. So working with producer Mike Peretti, and I'm in for maybe end of December we'll have it finished, and then come what may, more work will begin. It never ends, man. Rob being in so many bands and me being in 2, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, and it was funny because I saw Rob. Sebastian was on the cruise not too long ago, and I was watching, and I don't think you were there because you were doing UFO.
What cruise was it?
Was it the Kiss cruise? Is it the one where Ace came out?
Oh, it was just recently. Yeah, I wasn't there.
Yeah. I was like, that doesn't look like Rob on bass, because I saw Brent, but I didn't see you. And then something popped up on Facebook or something where then I saw you with UFO. So how do you juggle that? You just kind of have to. It's like, no, Baz, I can't do this because I'm doing UFO, and
I do my best. It's tough, but UFO are retiring, and everyone knows that. So people are patient with me. So I just do my best and try to have strong understudies and make the best decisions I can.
That's cool.
It's not easy.
Oh, no doubt.
For us to make Spread happen, we both have to be kind of present and available, but we have to make a plan. So, we always have to follow through on our plans, and scheduling's a big deal for us. So we're trying to make things happen and trying to make the spring, fruitful for us, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully. Do you guys? Are there any shows upcoming for Spread Eagle?
Yes, we have a new booking agent, First Row Talent, and we so far have shows in March, May, and June, and I've even heard some rumors about Canada.
Nice.
But I can't say anything until until things are confirmed, because things change. But yeah, we're booking now, and anyone who's interested can contact First Row, and we're psyched to get back out there on the road.
Awesome. Hey, well, hopefully you guys will be in Toronto. I'll be out to see you for sure.
What's that place in Toronto? It's huge. What's your big venue there?
Queen? Oh, there's a lot of them.
But it's like a big theater.
Big theater? Massey Hall?
Oh, shoot.
Like the big venues, the hockey arena, of course. That's Scotiabank Center. Massey Hall's like probably the best venue in Toronto in terms of sound.
Wow. I was there in 2017. I remember the venue I played. Man, oh, that's bad. I can't remember.
How long? In 2017?
Yeah, with Alter Bridge. And Non-Point too, I think.
Was it Ricoh Center? No.
Oh, I hate this.
But was it a hall? It wasn't an arena, though. It wasn't a small.
No, it wasn't an arena. It was a pretty good size theater.
Theater.
I'm gonna say it's at least it was like a 3,000 seat place.
That could be Massey Hall.
Let me see.
Hard to say. Was it old place?
That's a great place for rock and roll, man.
What's that stuff on the French fries?
Poutine.
Poutine.
Cheese curd.
Oh,
Yeah, poutine.
Man.
My wife loves poutine.
Yeah. Yeah. Satan loves poutine.
Satan totally loves
They can't
poutine.
be
There's no
good
doubt
for you.
about it.
They can't be good for you.
Oh, no, you don't want to have a steady diet of that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't be good.
Anyway, we're doing our best to go to the places where people will show up to see the band. We're doing our research, and analytics, I guess, has a lot to play in that. So we're trying to make things happen.
Fantastic. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck, and
Thank you
thank you so much for redoing the interview.
All right, on, man.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time, and I'll be out there supporting you. Hopefully, this will be on my podcast, but Olivier's been at Sleaze Rocks has been good enough that he's been posting them on there as well. Like the first one I did, he posted for me. So hopefully be on there too. So as much action as we can get for you guys to guys, so people know what's going on and they'll listen to it. So
thank you so much.
We are very appreciative, my man. Very appreciative.
Well, it is my pleasure. Anyways, you guys have a good night, and hopefully I'll see you in Toronto soon.
All right,
Sounds
brother.
good. All right, Tyson. You take care.
Okay.
All right,
You
cool.
too.
Later.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Little serpentine